Happy Monday, everyone. This is Clutch Crypto with the Trading Bros and Coffee, and I'm your host. We're going to dive right into the charts because we had a nice drop last night that we absolutely 100% predicted on Keaton's Corner. So the big question is, how long is it going to last? Baby Wellington, take us over to charts and let's check it out.
Well, how long it's gonna last? It's gonna last as long as it lasts. That's what she said, right? Uh,
Actually,
no,
if
no,
you're going to do
no,
it like
no,
that, it's going to be as long as you last.
no. It's gonna be as long as that bitch lasts. You don't know me, dog. I'm a
Hey,
beast.
well, hey man,
They don't call me
hey,
baby
and
boy because
I'm not trying to find out either. By the way, I just really just want to drink my
I don't,
coffee and see what the market's gonna do.
I don't wear this rabbit's ass on my face for nothing.
Oh shit!
Uh, so here we go. We look at this every time. We're going to continue to look at it. Here's our original trend line on the daily. Here's our new trend line based upon the new formation I've formed. We came up to the extension of that trend line, rejected off of it, hitting the 200 on the daily. We've gone through the 200 so far, but this is on the daily, so we've got some time to close, right? We've got, 10 hours or so left for the daily. But it'd be really interesting if we close below the 200, even if we were to close below the 50 at this point in time. I don't know if that's going to be possible because I think we have reached our kind of our average daily um, percentage here range, our average daily range for the day. I believe we will see it on a lower time frame, but here we can see that we broke last week's low, which we look at all these, at least for me, I look at all these charts and we look at all these prices and we realize, man, we were only here last week. So here we go. So this is the hour. So like I mentioned, we've reached that kind of low ADR. It's not a perfect measure, but it is one to take in consideration. So if we do drop some more, it's probably not going to drop too much more. It's going to stay in that range. We may start to bounce. So what it does within the session, we'll have to see. What I would anticipate, what I would like, what I would anticipate is we have had this extended drop since last night. Mondays are known for their false moves, so we may actually come back up. We're crossing the 800 on the 1 hour, so this is really positive. The 50 is pointing straight down, and so when I say positive, the only one thing I mean is I'm in a short. If I say it's positive for going down, it just means that it's going in my position. And so,
Is that
as we
reverse
talked about,
psychology right there for our
yeah,
viewers?
no, I'm just telling you why I think it's positive that Ethereum's going down. So, even if we come and pump back up, we might come to touch off of the 800. But I do believe that if we do even have a small pump today, going into tomorrow, that we'll reject off this area and continue down. I just don't see a lot of momentum to the upside at this point with the macro economy kind of where it's at. If we drop down into the lower time frame, so this is a 5 minute. I need to clean up these lines on here because these are all kind of peak points of where we're at. Right now we, from a formation standpoint, let's actually take a look at the 20 minute. We're right down in this area that we were. So we recovered all of this candle here through this and have moved down into this move. And so what I would anticipate is that, we kind of settle in on this trend line here. Reason being is that we're going to get a lot of folks that are in this, that are playing off of this line here. So, there's really not a whole lot to hold us. We've got some vectors, but I would anticipate that we come all the way down into this area by the end of the week, if not next week, if the shorts get too heavy and things come on board. If we go to Coin Analyze, which we love, we'll continue here. This is not surprising. I actually looked at this a little bit earlier this morning. It was a lot more mixed as far as a lot more negatives on the board, which would indicate, positions. As far as that's concerned, like where the more the positions are being held, who's paying who, And so right now we've kind of got a mixed bag. FTX being the only real exchange that's both current and predicted as far as the negative. FTX also has a lot of spot as well, so that you know we'll just kind of have to see how that goes. But I do anticipate that will fall a little bit further. If we go into OI, we looked at this last night, and I think we're at 7.4. So this actually hasn't moved a whole lot, even with the extended drop. We've come down, but it hasn't been as substantial as you would think. Which
We haven't had the scary drop yet, where people just think that the whole thing's over. I think
yeah,
we've been expecting that for a minute and showed up yet.
No lie, it's because we know what it feels like.
Yeah.
And we haven't felt that rush of, let's get the hell out of Dodge type of rush. So again, macro environment is tending still to be bullish, even though we've had, this macro pump. Overall, talk about traditional markets. We're still, the environment's still out there. The war's still going on. Inflation's still crazy. The Fed's still very hawkish, right? So their solution for taking down inflation is going to be to slow down the economy. And if the economy slows down, then the stock market's going to drop, and they're going to force us into a reset. Essentially, when I say they, I mean the Fed. I think that's going to be the economic policy. And I think the market has realized that. I think the market's already known that. But I think the Fed's being more aggressive, seeing that, we've got this pump. So call it a what do they call them? A bull flag or a bull pump, a fake bull pump, a bounce, whatever you want to call it. They went and took out the liquidity of shorts, and now we're back at the same place we were a couple weeks ago. Let's see, significant news this week. We've got CPI that's coming out on the monthly.
It comes out tomorrow.
Tuesday. I think all of these are going to be really already baked into the numbers to a certain extent, because we know where inflation's at. We've been, unless it comes back a lot worse than what it was, and it's accelerating at a faster pace than we believe. Then I think most of these have already been taken into consideration. We've got producer price index PPI on Wednesday, so that's going to be an important number. And then Thursday, we get back into our first, second week of the month, initial job claims, continuing retail sales. We got some Fed chairmen that are speaking later in this week as well, but I really don't see anything that looks to be market moving. But that doesn't mean that we won't see any movement in the market. If we go to the market itself, I'll just do a refresh, but I've been looking at this as well. Headlines are still about the war, so the war is still a big issue in the market. Ukraine asked the world's largest energy trade stop handling Russian oil, right? Like, Ukraine's in a bad position, man. They're just they're reaching for straws. They're basically in this dogfight, and the guys that can help them out, meaning NATO, which they just haven't been able to. I don't know why they're sitting loading, but we are. Look at your smile. When you smiled, I knew that the market was going down.
Yeah,
So we've got S&P. We'll just look at the percentages here, 0.72%. So we're down future-wise, even though I think we just had the futures market open. So these may be coming in hot and heavy. But yeah, market's open and we're down for the initial day as far as the open is concerned. So we'll see how that continues to play out. But Ethereum continues to go down. So that's really all I have on my end. Let's look at the heat map.
The heat map. Let's check everything out. Let's go to. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna check out my trading account in a minute to see how much I'm up on this stuff. I mean, the fact that just talking in real time as you pull that up, is the fact that we've broken this 30.25, this 30.23.
Dude, we got a lot of stuff below us, bro. Like, a lot.
Normally I like to see things below me. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of stuff below us. Yeah. Hold on.
So I guess we were right last night when we hopped in that short, man. I knew it was going to be long. I knew it was coming. Historically, what they say, the market falls faster than goes up. So,
there was not a doubt in my mind about that being a bad trade.
yeah, no.
I saw it. I was like, I mean, let me.
Shorts have to be patient, man. You see how long it took for all this bullshit to play out, for them to pump up, take the liquidity from those shorts. So if you got in early,
Can you see
you
my
were
screen?
screwed.
Let me know when you can see it.
Yeah, I can see your screen now.
Okay, so this is ETH on High Block Capital. This is the liquidation chart that we look at every day. And as you can see,
Wow.
negative 3.7 billion. Hey, this is not a large number compared to what we're used to seeing in these big
that, 5
areas,
billion, right?
but it is still a significant number. So don't get me wrong here. But here's something that's really interesting. So let me open this up here, because this is going to kind of show the picture of what people are trying to do. So we were getting into. I think we got in right around here last night when we were on the show. Right around 32.20 is when we ended up getting in. That's when I got in. But as you can see,
about right there too.
but as you can see, all we did was come down and just take a whole bunch of orders, and then you see all these red dots. People are just picking up shorts, picking up shorts, picking up shorts, picking up shorts, picking up shorts. We didn't pick up, a whole lot of green longs to really pull out and come up. So a lot of these, institutional investors and the market makers, we call them. This is them building their positions, right? This is them going ahead and getting into their spots. So I do, if we break this area down here in the low, 3,027, when we break below that, continues to see more drive to the downside. But if we rebound off of that, we got quite a few things that we can come up here and get, that we have to return to because of all these short liquidations, and then you're pretty much good all the way up to just under 3,200. So pretty much the entire move that we saw last night can totally be recovered if we get a hard bounce off of this, 3,027 area. So let's slide over to Bookmap to see what we see on the order book, to see if everything here is kind of in confluence, in conjunction with what I'm telling you. So let me zoom out a little bit here so you can see it. As you can see, we're way down here in the negative 19,000 for CBD. We were positive like 5,000 last night when we were on Keaton's Corner. Again, we have a large sell wall right here, 3,000. We're already flirting with that area, so we come down here and we chew through this and continue. What I would really love to see is one of these big bubbles to do the absorption for here, and then the green square that pops up that shows that so a lot of people trying to go long in there, but we're going to absorb it with the short, so that's going to show us that we have momentum to the downside. Another big factor that we have right here is the session volume profile, which is right here, literally, guys, right here in this area we were just talking about, in that 3,027 range. So keep in mind, we haven't dipped below that yet. So a lot of times you'll see us come down and kind of get down into the end of the session volume profile range, and then we'll retrace and come back up here into these heavily crowded areas, and then it's going to make a decision. And then you also have the VWAP right here that is above us, and that's still kind of up there in the low 3,100 range. So I'm not going to be surprised New York tries to do some trickery shit like they normally do, and we have a pump back up in here into this range before we start seeing some continuation to the downside, just to check out some of these shorts that developed overnight. So would pay attention to that. I would pay attention we're a lot closer down here to continuing to break down than we are to come up. So this is just one of those key areas. Let's pay close attention to see if we break into a new low first before you were going to jump in a short if you're currently looking for an entry. this is not financial advice, which is also this says this on our show, but these are some of the key things that I would be paying attention to if I was looking to get into a trade right now, because especially New York Open, first 30 minutes, you can get in the wrong side of a trade very quickly, and then you're trying to fight your way out of it, which we became experts at one point in time. We're trying to definitely limit getting in bad trades and really focusing on jumping in the right direction. So and we're trying to get that news out to you guys as well. So we're trying to help everyone become winners. Long story short. But that's all I have. Anything else you want to add, Baby Wellington? Oh my God! I just said your name live on the air.
Open. I mean that. Yeah, Nasdaq is tanking. Oil is actually, kind of finally got it up 94.52. So we're under $100 oil. The only thing that's up right now at this point is gold, right, by like 0.84%. So that's not a huge deal. But early on in the session, market is tanking. We'll see. We anticipated this. And we have been anticipating it for a while, just kind of based upon the fundamentals from a macro standpoint. But be careful out there. It is, a tricky session, and we are early in the week, and we're back into where we were, a couple weeks ago. And so, let's just,
Are you still there?
As Tino from Traders Reality says, add caution to caution on some of these deals. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you did.
All right. So anyway, I'll wrap it up.
That's all we got for today, ladies and gentlemen.
On my end.
We'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time, 8:15 Central Standard Time. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Until next time,